hello everyone. Or should I say good morning, Morioh-cho? There's literally nobody here, and I'm kind of concerned. It's fine though. You know, it's a podcast open quotes, so the stream part of it doesn't matter quite as much. Just a little worried the Twitch notification might not have gone out. There are there's a handful of people here. It's weird. It's a bit weird. I feel like in just a bit we might get a sudden burst of people. I don't know. Anyway. I got... The way that I can usually tell... This isn't Jojo related, but the way I can usually tell is... I get a notification on my phone that says, live... Moderate your live mobile dashboard from your phone. And I'm like, cool. Well, that's weird if the notification hasn't gone out. Let me just briefly look at that. Go live notification. I don't even know how to like send one out. You know? Without just starting the stream over again. I'm not gonna do that. It doesn't really matter. It's just this is a like highly anticipated. People have been asking for this like all the fucking time. They're gonna be so pissed that Twitch just decided to not work. Oh well. Jojo, part 4. Diamond is not gonna break. You're not gonna break that diamond. No siree. Not a chance. I'm gonna turn off the Superstar Saga music. And I'm gonna go through it. You know what? I'm gonna make a post on Twitter just saying that I'm doing it. I'm gonna say Twitch does not know how to be Twitch. I'm streaming part 4 discussion now. Oh, fucking, oh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that I have to do this. Twitch, just work next time, please. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about part 4. I'm gonna split this into 3 parts, I think. I'm gonna do it by openings, basically. So this first stream is gonna be all the... I mean, I'm not gonna be talking about the anime very much, but I'm gonna go through the manga and all the chapters up through like the Tonio arc. I think I'm gonna go through Italian food. So let's get this out of here. This is an amazing GIF, by the way. Just wonderful. All right. Here it is, folks. Well, that sucks that Twitch is so bad. It sucks that Twitch is so bad. Oh my god. Sorry if I'm just going on about this, but it sucks that Twitch is so bad at being Twitch. So, yeah, part 4, we are going to see some insane, like, evolution of Araki's art style in this part. Because part 3, there was a bit of a change from, like, parts 1 and 2, but for the most part, it kind of looked similar. Although we did see some evolution throughout that. But here, it's like, this shit starts out in part 3's art style and ends in, like, part 5's, essentially. So, yeah, you may notice Josuke looks fucking, like, weird as shit. That's part of it. He's gonna look weird as shit for a while. You're gonna have to buckle in. Sorry, I'm actually gonna make this slightly smaller so I can, like, see. So, yeah, this is a lot of people's favorite part. This is the part that I actually started perusing the series with. That was such a weird way to phrase it, but I started with the anime. And like a total noob novice dumbass, I went to Crunchyroll. I had never really heard that much about Jojo, but I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And then I went to Crunchyroll, and at that time, Part 4 was the most recently released anime, and I was like, all right, I'll just start from episode 1. And since it's in 4 parts, I started on part 4, episode 1. So, I technically was a part skipper, even though it wasn't intentional. So I started on this one, and then I went back and watched parts 1, 2, 3. And then the full history is after that. I didn't read the manga until about half. I didn't read the manga until about halfway through part 5 airing with the anime. And I think it was right around like the Talking Head and Clash arc that I started reading the manga because I wanted to know what happened next. You know, I was fascinated. The story was gripping me. It was like right after King Crimson was revealed. I was like, all right, I gotta read it, and then I just speed read the entire rest of the series essentially. So yeah, let's get into it. I guess sorry, a little more lingering on this. I would bet that this is an Araki coloring. Like, he doesn't always color panels, and usually he doesn't, but a lot of these volume cover things are colored by him. You can kind of tell because he usually has very restricted color palette. Like, Josuke's hair usually is like it's depicted as maybe kind of bluish almost. But here it's like deep purple along with his normally blue jacket. Like blue, red, or purple, red, white, and gold. And so here's little baby Koichi. Little, like, puerile, like, elf boy Koichi. You guys can see everything, right? Yeah, okay. Little tiny, like, elf, weird gremlin child Koichi. This first panel of him particularly looks incredibly strange. It's like the sort of thing, his arms are so, like, weirdly buff. He looks like a little, like, Roblox, like, Lego person. And his head, he just, like, if you compare him to, like, how Koichi looks later on, especially in, like, early part 5, it's just like, what? And here he is, fucking Josuke, breaking his arms. This is really how he looks. We'll get some even weirder shots of him later on. Like, this isn't even the weirdest looking one. But he looks pretty reminiscent of the first 3 JoJos for the beginning here, and then he, like, shrinks down to twink size later on. Yeah, so there are lots of jokes made about Koichi's height, and I've heard Araki say that he draws characters like he says that part of the reason why Koichi and other characters in Part 4 are short is more like an exaggerated thing to show off their personality, that they're like timid, you know, or otherwise like I don't know, lesser. We'll get some weird shit with height later on that actually wasn't in the anime. So we've got part 4 Jotaro, and I guess this is the second time we had a recurring Jojo, because Joseph showed up in part 3, and he'll show up in this part too. But, I think we can all agree, Jotaro just, like a fine wine, he ages well. If anything, he looks younger with each part, which is ridiculous. Like, by part 6, he looks like a fucking, like, a little boy child, a little elf. Anyway, I like that his outfit is, like, updated in ways that, like, you know, maybe if only part 3 existed, if it was like parts 1, 2, and 3 are the only ones that are written, it might be like a joke, like, oh, you know, what if Jojo's hat was white? It would be super obvious that his hair blends into his hat. Like, honestly, it was, like, kind of hard to tell in some parts of part 3, but here it's like, wow, well, he really just hasn't taken that hat off in 10 million years. And let's see, what's the, like, first drawing of Josuke? Like, the, like, iconic JoJo. I think this is his first appearance. I love first drawings of JoJo's, like, main characters. Johnny Joestar in part 7 also has an amazing first appearance. in his part. It's so good. But Josuke just looks so weird. Like, he definitely, like, you can tell it's Josuke, and he still has that sort of, like, weird, like, kindly nature to him, but, I'm so used to the anime, where he looks a lot more like he does later on in the part. So we get the standard, this is, like, honestly, like, the beginnings of parts always have just some random douche. Like, I think there's one for every part. There was, like, the 2 bullies in part 1. There was the, like, literal, like, demon man with, like, the weird eye thing and the brass knuckles in part 2. Part 3, I guess, didn't really have one. They didn't have, like, a random goon. But then part 4 has this guy. I'm trying to think. Part 5 has Leaky Eye Luca. Part 6 has Tom Hanks. Or Tom Cruise, rather. Sorry. Part 7, there's that random, like, dude who tries to mug Gyro. In part 8, it's Joshu. I guess it's not always true. But this is one of the more cliched ones. It's like just some dude at his school who's being a douche. And I like that, like, these guys call Josuke's hair dumb, but they've got, like, almost equally ridiculous hair. You know? Like, they all have the, like, Japanese delinquent school kid style. So he smashes a turtle, and then Josuke fixes it. But only after Josuke gets his hair insulted. It's kind of weird. This whole, like, the beginning of the scene, Josuke acts like a total pushover, and then he, like, switches around when he's like, you shit-talked my hair, bro! Which is one of the more ridiculous personality traits in JoJo. Like, it's very cartoonish, his, like, defensive anger over his hair. I need water. Mm. And this guy, like, another thing is, later on they'll be like, oh, you know, your face got all deformed and ugly, and he already looks like a fucking, like, hippo. He's already missing, like, most of his teeth. This is a really good panel, even though it's, like, kind of nasty. You see his, like, fucking nose ring getting pulled out and shit. I don't know, just the, like, you can feel the, like, force of the impact. He got so fucked. I think, this is kind of when they started doing these, like, weird glowing effects around. I don't seem to remember those happening in part 3. But, like, people now have sort of like a Dragon Ball, like, aura around them. Aura. Shut up. I can hear you typing. And he fixes the turtle, and a lot of people say that this dude's face, like, malforming when it gets fixed is, like, an oversight or something, or it's a dropped plot point. People are like, oh, well, wasn't it at the beginning his power didn't fix people, like, quite right? And, but then you also see, like, on the same page, this turtle getting fixed, like, 100% fine. And Koichi is just, like, here for this, too. Like, Koichi just fucking, like, he gets a face full of Jotaro's crotch. He literally, his head just walks right into his dick. He falls over. Jotaro, we get a glimpse of Star Platinum. And now he's just into it. He's just in the story now. It's kind of like Smokey Brown style. Like, Araki will do that sometimes. He'll just be like, yep, this person just, like, cares now, and they're just, like, part of it. And then they get fleshed out more and more later on. But, like, people become friends like that, especially in this part. This part, it's kind of ridiculous. But I think this part, people like it a lot because it's a little more nuanced, and it kind of... It's like after part 3, you're kind of like, okay, like, that was cool, like, stands are awesome, but, like, it felt kind of like it was getting formulaic. And I can understand why part 3 is a lot of people, their, like, exit point for the series. But then part 4 really makes it, like, fresh again. Being, like, a fucking small-town murder mystery, but also still as ridiculous as JoJo. Got that amazing panel. I'm trying to think if Josuke encounters reptiles later on, because he's afraid of reptiles. That doesn't really come up later on at all. And then, oh God, he just looks kind of weird. He looks so much older. Like, he looks like he's like 30 here. Which, I mean, Jotaro in part 3 was like 17, and he looked like a 30-year-old too. But Josuke, like, later on, I kind of want to bring up a picture, like, of how, like, boyish he looks later on. He fucking, like, de-ages, like, 6 years. Whatever, we'll see it. We'll see it happen. I do have memes for this, by the way. I instinctively, I went into my meme folder. I was like, maybe I have one that just has him, like, in the anime? No. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. We'll have the, like, Kira memes later on. I've got some good shit. Here's a little taste. Anyway, so there's this recurring plot shit, like, we get the whole thing about how Jotaro is technically Josuke's nephew, because Jotaro is Joseph's grandson, whereas Josuke is Joseph's son, like a bastard child, basically. Why is this a stream exactly? Witty retort, because of that shit. Interactive. It's live, baby. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm sorry that I streamed it. I don't know. Anyway. So, we get the whole story about how Josuke's a bastard child. They always have broken homes and, like, families. We really get a lot of good looks at Josuke's personality in this very, like, beginning part. We get a moment that almost, like, mirrors Jotaro's introductory scene, like, before the Kakyoin fight in part 3. This is something that would get dropped later on. Like, in later parts, this doesn't really happen anymore, but there's always, like, a horde of fangirls at the beginning. And I guess just parts 3 and 4. Jotaro actually says something shitty about Josuke's hair, and they have, like, a weird little fight. It's kind of cool. Star Platinum is, like, nerfed in this, very slightly. And it says that Jotaro, he can't stop time for as long as he could at the end of part 3, and that he also hasn't used time stop in ages. Like, I think he uses it here. Or something. Yeah, no, he fucking, like, teleports behind him. He says something about, I haven't stopped at time in 10 years. So I think just since Dio, which is kind of interesting. Because if you got the ability to fucking stop time, would you not, like, use it occasionally? I feel like 10 years, that's fucking a little crazy. Part 5 kind of does have the fangirls. I usually stream Isaac or something. It's been ages since I've done Isaac. I don't know, I stream all sorts of shit. We're experimenting, trying new things. The internet allows for different formats than usual. I guess podcasts are already kind of an internet thing. Sorry, I'm eating a bit of an apple. But incidentally, Crazy Diamond, I failed to mention, but Crazy Diamond is fucking awesome. What a great stand. Holy shit. Like, a great ability and really cool design, too. I love the pink and blue. It looks like the world. Can we talk about how it looks like the world? Like, I'll bring up a picture of the world. I was really hopeful. I searched the world just in Google Images. I was like, am I gonna get Jojo? I don't see any Jojo. It's just this weird, like, blue and green ball. Like, look at that. They're doing the same pose, almost. They're, like, in a very similar, like, shot, even. I didn't even intend for that. But the world and Crazy Diamond, they look so similar. Like, the world has this sort of, like, almost like a flathead screwdriver type thing on his head. And then Crazy Diamond has a heart. And they both have this sort of centralized design of hearts being on them. And they both have these weird tubes coming out of the neck. It's kind of strange, because you would expect, like, Star Platinum to look like Crazy Diamond, you know, since they're the same type of stand or whatever. But then Josuke, for whatever reason, and he's not, like, I mean, and Giorno's stand, it would have made more sense for Giorno's stand to look like the world. Why does it look like the world? Why does Josuke's stand look like the world? Like, I know they've got, like, the same, their bloodlines and fates are intertwined. But, like, what? Why is that a thing? Yeah, sorry, the Twitch notification just, like, didn't go out. I'm so sorry, guys. There's people coming from Twitter. It's fine. I just feel like a lot of people have been, like, waiting specific. Like, I've been getting so many questions of, like when is the part 4 stream? And then, of course, this is, like, the one stream in ages that's had the Twitch notification go out. Sad. Anyway. Oh, yeah, and he says Dora, which I don't even remember what that means. He said Dora, ra, 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 which I used to think it was Dora, 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 Dora. But no, it's Dora, ra, 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 ra. A little easier to say. Good punch, but not good enough. Your face is wide open. Then we get the weird shit where his hat gets fixed wrong. It's supposed to be that, like, whenever Josuke's, like, pissed off, like, if he has, like, ill intent towards the person, then he, like, fucks it up while he's fixing it. Anyway, oh, okay, we got the first drawing of Aqua Necklace. Kind of forgettable stand. It's kind of like shittier Geb, or Jeb, or whatever, from part 3. Just another water stand, but he's kind of cool. So this is something that a lot of people talk about as, like, a criticism of part 4, that the main villain doesn't even show up for, like, a significant portion of it. Like, this whole beginning part, the main intrigue is around Angelo, and then from Angelo they get the arrow, and then from the arrow they sort of, like, are led to Kira. And it kind of, like, this part seems to sort of insinuate that Joseph sensed with Hermit Purple from far away that there was, like, all sorts of evil in the town. Because he says something is hiding in this town, something dangerous is coming. And then they, like, beat Angelo within the next, like, few chapters. I don't know. And it's like, of course, Aqua Necklace and Angelo are the ones that actually, like, he took a picture of. But it kind of seems like it was being hinted at that there's all sorts of, like, fucked up shit going on in Morioh. Even though it only shows this guy. I don't know, maybe I'm making excuses for him. And look at this. Like, character designs slightly change from panel to panel sometimes. This is, like, so close together, these two. It's so fucking... His hair is so different in this one. It's like, Araki drew this, and then he was like, oh, you know, actually I kind of want his hair to be more, like, long and swooshy. And he did that, and it's like, go back and erase this first one then, and redo it, so his hair looks the same. Like, come on. Oh well. Also, Angelo looks, like, totally different in the anime, right? Doesn't he look, like, hella different? Angelo. Also kind of a dumb character. He's just, like, super, like, fucked up and evil. Yeah, here, let's bring up a picture of anime Angelo. A lot of these early Part 4 designs got kind of redone. I guess he doesn't look that different. And, of course, the coloring is not official. So maybe they interpreted his hair as being red. I don't know. Yeah, blonde Koichi. I guess, does Koichi have just white hair in the anime? Koichi. Yeah, he's got kind of like gray hair in the anime. Yeah. But nope, in the manga it's blonde. It's not something that jumps out to me, honestly. He looks like such a scrub. Like early part 4 anime Koichi looks so weird because he's so different from the little like Fisher Price doll that exists in this part. I mean, look, I mean, he's not really in frame that well there. But you know what I mean. Oh yeah. Anyway, the image is not up, right? Oh fuck! Oh, I made a huge mistake! I'm sorry guys, I need to fix this. This is gonna look janky for a second. I accidentally resized the window when I was trying to drag it up. Oh god, this is such a drag. There you go. It looks perfectly normal, right? That's what the panel looked like? It looked like that, right? That's what happens when you like drag it off screen for whatever reason. It's possible he's got a stand stronger than Josuke's. Weird. So we get backstory on this guy. He's super fucked up. He like mutilated some kids like genitals or some shit. And I think they say he was hanged, but it just didn't take. And I think it's pretty dark. They're talking about like rape and like murder here. Part 4 starts off like weirdly dark with like a really fucked up villain. Anyway, so Jojo is like, he was probably a stand user right before his death sentence because he got imprisoned, but then he survived the execution somehow with Aqua Necklace. I don't know. I don't know what did that, but okay. Hey baby! This is actually the alternate. This is the Steel Ball Run universe equivalent of Zappelli, because he says, hey baby. We get Tomoko here, which is Josuke's mom. She seems like she's going to be a more central character, but then she kind of falls by the wayside, which is not bad. I guess she comes back in a significant way in the Enigma fight. But she's just kind of here. Very poety! Right, that's what he says. He says some weird, like, English in the anime. Then we get Professor Butt-Chin, Josuke's grandpa. Actually, what the? Yeah, grandpa on his mom's side. Okay, yeah. She fucking like decks this guy too. Like this would like kill a person. If you grab a person by the hair and smash them into their window that's like partially rolled down so hard that it shatters, it's like, excuse me, that guy should be dead. And then this guy's like, I'll let you off with a warning. You called my daughter a bitch, even though she literally, like, could have killed you. Like, I know you're a cat-calling asshole, but she literally could have killed you. He appears calm most of the time, but he's got such a short fuse. Just who did he get that from? That's supposed to be kind of a joke. Then we get this fucking, like, iconic scene. This was the scene, like, I wasn't 100% sure about watching this when I first watched it, because again, this was my first exposure to JoJo. But it was this scene that made me think, okay, this is actually kind of a cool series. I was like, or at least I want to keep watching. There's this random crook guy who we later know is being possessed by Aqua Necklace. It's kind of weird, he's just like possessed this guy to commit crimes just for fun, like for shits and giggles. He shit talks Josuke's hair. We get this panel, which is, at first when I saw this in the anime, I was like, oh, that's what all the memes are from, because I was thinking about the Jotaro and Dio panel. It's kind of a similar sort of look to it. I was like, oh, that's what all those memes are from. Whoops. We got Koichi kind of being a smoky brown over here. He's even doing the fucking pose. Like, what the hell, dude? Then Josuke pulls this badass move, which he does like variations on throughout part 4 too. He fucking like yoinks this dude's knife, punches through both of their chests, and then just like schlucks it back out and heals both of them. Except this poor schmuck now has a knife sewn into his fucking like chest. And it's like, this guy was getting possessed, so this was just like a random dude. And like, he's like, go see a surgeon in the prison hospital. This guy is gonna get like falsely accused. He's gonna get put to the death sentence with a knife fucking stuck in his belly because of Josuke, and Josuke, I think, doesn't even like rectify this. Of all the streams to eat during, it's like the one where there's no gameplay and it's just me talking. Why would I do that? Why would I do this thing? Okay. So Aqua Necklace looks kind of cool. It's got like the eyes all over it. I think it's just based on the prog rock band Aqua, right? I have not listened to them. Okay, here we go. So this is something that gets cut from the anime, I'm pretty sure. Is these like informational pages. He has 2 catchphrases. Great, or Greito daze, which is what Great Days is a pun on, by the way, guys. And Dora. His favorite musician is Prince. So Araki has said that he, I mean, and it's kind of obvious that he takes inspiration from lots of musicians and artists, and that particularly Josuke is supposed to be a lot like Prince. And Aqua did the Barbie Girl song. I'm pretty sure that's a different band, but I want to look that up. Different band. That is a Danish-Norwegian dance pop group. That would be fucking hilarious. If it was, what if a character later on in like part 9, main villain, their stand is called Barbie Girl. Okay, so they always show the astral sign, like whatever, Araki. Just gotta like put up with that. 16 years old. 16 years old. Sorry, I know I'm going back a long ways. 16 years old. Just chew on that for a while. This man is supposed to be 16, younger than Jotaro was in part 7. Grandmother deceased. I get, we don't know anything about his grandmother on his mom's side, right? Nothing at all. That's, in fact, I think the only mention of her that we get. Tomoko is a teacher. I don't know if I remember that. That doesn't really come into it. Hot teacher, I'll just say it. The fucking students must be like fucking awooga or whatever. I don't know. What do students say? In 1987, he almost lost his life to an abnormally high fever, cause unknown. That is definitely foreshadowing. 186 centimeters and still growing. And he plays Vidya and he listens to music. Fucking truly based. Stand doesn't have a name yet. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if that's just like a poor translation, or if that means Josuke literally hasn't named it yet. I think actually Jotaro names it, right? And then here's it can repair destroyed matter, but if Josuke is pissed off, there's no guarantee it'll be 100% back to its original state. So a really cool, like, surreal and, like, trippy power repairing or restoring things. But also, it's, like, something that's so perfect for stands because they just have, like, magical, like, very absolute powers. It's pretty cool. Angry. So Angelo is here pretending to be the milkman, and he tries to like jape her, but she's like, "Oh, this one's unsealed," and he's like, "Ah, you fucking absolute bitch! I was gonna possess you through the milk." I have seen the Diamond is Unbreakable. Or actually, I haven't seen the full Diamond is Unbreakable movie. I have seen most of the fights from it, though. I've seen like most of the scenes on YouTube. I looked through a lot of it pretty extensively because it's a weird, weird thing. Can Josuke fix things even if they're not broken? Kind of, yeah, because he can restore them. We see later. He punches asphalt and restores it to tar. He punches spaghetti and restores it to like dry spaghetti and like tomatoes that made the sauce, which is kind of hilarious. I wouldn't say the Diamond is Unbreakable movie is awful. It just is completely, to me, completely pointless. It's like, why does it exist? What was the point? Because it's basically just a worse looking version of the exact same story, and it's just like the first arc, too. Didn't they like tease Yukako at the end of it or some shit, or like Kira? Or this fucking sheer heart attack showed up at the end of the movie as like a teaser for Kira later on. And it's like, oh lol, they thought they were gonna get a sequel out of this. Fools. Um, I swear I'll crush both your soul and your life. Then we get this amazing scene where he fucking bites a dog's face off and then he spits the blood into the owner's mouth and like uses that liquid to transfer his stand over. Just hilariously grotesque. So disgusting. Also, I never noticed it's Lucky Land Milk. Araki slips that shit in everywhere. That's like the name of his production company or something like that. Anyway, Aqua Necklace, we get some cool stuff of it, like going, traveling through the drain, becoming steam later on. Here's one of the few scenes where we actually get to see Josuke preparing his hair. And later on, I think we get to see it, like, go all fucking, like, nuts. That is, like, that dog scene is one of the most egregious dog deaths. It's like, just in case you didn't catch that this guy is totally evil, we're gonna have him bite off a dog's face and spit it into his owner's mouth. So Tomoko drinks the water that has Aqua Necklace in it, right while Josuke is, like, on the phone talking to Jotaro, and Jotaro's like, don't go to the bathroom, don't drink out of faucets, only drink sealed water. Then we get this shit. He immediately, like, pulls a very similar move. And this is kind of like it's a great moment because we've just seen Josuke do a very, very similar thing before with, like, the villain and the lady that he was taking hostage. And so here you can kind of, like, see where he's going. He's got the bottle. He punches through his mom's stomach. He smashes the bottle in his hand and then fixes both the bottle and his mom while pulling the bottle back through. And it's so, like, bullshit at the same time. Like, it just somehow perfectly captures Aqua Necklace. But it's so fucking cool because you can kind of, like, follow it. You're like, as it's happening, even in the anime when it happens super fast, you're like, oh shit, I see where he's going with this. And Tomoko doesn't even realize somehow, which kind of doesn't make sense. It's not like it wipes their memory, you know? Like, later on, when people get injured and then immediately healed, like, they still know they got injured. you know? And I like all these shots that we get of Morioh. It's a departure. Like, I think parts 1, 2, and 3 all had some sort of traveling aspect to them, although I guess part 1 was kind of mostly in the same place. But part 4, it's like all in the same little town. And they definitely go to like different locations in the town. But it's still cool to get a more in-depth look at one place. Also, he's playing a Super Nintendo, kind of. It's got a weird like bent controller. Maybe that's like a Super Famicom thing. So Josuke's a true gamer, of course. Yeah, I wasn't Morioh Radio invented for the anime? Tomoko is secretly just really high. She kind of has that like she's not 100% sure what's going on. She's like, I thought I felt like severe pain in my chest, and like maybe I lost a lot of blood. And she's like, what? Did you want milk and sugar, honey? You literally just said it. It literally like actually it did erase her memory. Because literally directly before, can you put some milk and sugar in? Sure. Gets punched. It happens, and then she's like, milk and sugar, right? It's like it literally just said that. What the fuck? Anyway, Josuke, sorry, is when I first watched this series, I was like, I'm never gonna be able to keep track of these names, and I sometimes mix them up, just accidentally. I like to think I mostly got it right. So for some reason, just like accidentally, Angelo just happened to be victimized by the grandson of the dude who had captured him and put him in prison, which is kind of a massive coincidence, in my opinion. Voice crack. Hmm. Crazy Diamond reset her mind. Hmm. Anyway, we got this shit somehow. So Aqua Necklace is able to turn into any liquid, but he also like turns into a fake label here. And also, what the fuck kind of bottle is this? It seems like the bottle is weirdly shaped just so that he can imitate a whiskey bottle later on. Or brandy. I think brandy is a kind of whiskey. Fuck. I actually don't know. So Josuke like looks away for like 2 seconds, and his grandpa is like fucking, oh, I'm gonna get fucking swifty off this alcohol that's just sitting here. Angelo kills him. Josuke like gets like a full-on like fist barrage on him, but I guess then he's just like fine after that. I don't know. It seems like he isn't even injured. Anyway, Josuke tries to fix the wounds. This is a part. This is a really weird part. So the like mist starts to come off of him. This is something that I don't even remember if this was in part 3 or earlier parts. I think in the anime they made it a little more consistent. But it's like when people are dying, they give off this weird like mist. You know, because their muscles are relaxing and their body. Never mind. No, it's supposed to be like their soul leaving their body or whatever. And so Josuke is trying to fix him, and then Jotaro is like, no, no stand can bring back the dead. Which people might call bullshit on that because Jotaro, literally like a few chapters ago, brought back his own grandpa, Joseph, like totally like with his stand. Like he used Star Platinum to pump his heart back into functioning. We saw Joseph's soul ascend to heaven. Fucking insanity. Anyway, some people say that, you know, Jotaro was hallucinating, or he was just imagining things, or sometimes people say that just the ghosts just aren't even real, and that's just people dealing with grief or whatever. We get this cool shot where Josuke he starts to get like his motivation, and it's like later on when he's chasing Kira, you can kind of be like, why is he even doing this? But then you have to remember his origins. He's got a dead parent or something of that sort. Not the most original thing, but whatever. This is cool. This is the origins of the kanji that are used in their names. I almost said katakana and embarrassed myself. So it's showing like the etymology of their names, basically. So Jo is some kind of weapon, such as a sword or a halberd, to be relied on and to protect or to guard. And then the second one, which I guess can be pronounced as Sho or Jo, I guess, I don't know, is to listen, to hear something, or to receive, inherit, or pass on. Which I think is the one that he wanted to draw attention to. I don't know. That seems like a very common theme. People are saying Dio blood? What? Like the fact that it was that Joseph got Dio blood was what brought him back to life? Because then that would have actually made him a vampire, like Vanilla Ice. I don't think that's true, because Joseph is not a vampire. Anyway, yeah, we really don't get many mentions of the grandpa character later on. He kind of did show up just to get killed. Here's Josuke, the rare image. This shows for like half a second in the anime, but the image of Josuke's hair going absolutely fucking nuts. So, Josuke, and also I guess in that moment, he like punched up all of his furniture and fixed it weirdly. Which melting clocks we will see a lot in JoJo. That shows up like a weird amount. But I like this. It's like he punched up all his shit and then he fixed it all wrong. Because he was pissed off. Kind of hilarious, but it's more like amazing, surreal, stand bullshit too. We're not saying he isn't a vampire. Well, I am. We see him in broad daylight. Fucking check and mate! Octung baby arc, bitch! I'm being, of course, unnecessarily abrasive. Angelo was like in real pain. It seemed like he couldn't even move earlier, but now he's fucking fine. I guess he's not in the bottle anymore. He's just like roaming around in the pipes. And then just 3 days later, this part's weird, because he I'll get inside your mouth for sure. He says that he's just gonna stake the place out, and he's just gonna wait for it to rain, essentially, or wait for them to like make a mistake. And then just like after 3 days, it's like they sent away Tomoko, I'm pretty sure. Like, she's not at the house anymore. At least they say that in the anime. But, how did they get her out of there without him, like, destroying her? Whatever. Oh! Joseph wears a hat. That's true. Man, if only Dio knew about hats. He could have gone out in the daytime. Just get a big hat, idiot. Oh my god, what a fucking moron. That's why he lost. It is kind of badass that he just like staked the place out and was like, fuck it, I'll just sit here until it rains. So we get this little fight, again, it seems like Aqua Necklace is just like invincible, maybe? I don't know, kind of strange. And then he puts this weird little like baby handprint on Jotaro, and then it like spurts out blood, and then that injury instantly disappears. Oh, never mind. It's still there. We'll see it disappear pretty soon. I mean, Not really there. Joseph was only dead for like 2 to 4 minutes, and all the blood they took from Dio was Joseph's blood. Yeah, but this guy, the grandfather, was dead for like a second. He was dead for like less than a minute, and he didn't lose any of his blood. He lost like a tiny little bit out of his like eyes and shit. He like hemorrhaged a bit. You can't just say Hamon blood. I know they, in the manga, in parts 1 and 2, they used to go Hamon shot glasses, and then it just works. You can't do that in real life. Anyway, we see Aqua Necklace turn into the steam. It's kind of cool. It reminds me of, oh my god. Yo, fucking nostalgia blast! I gotta find it. Wuya. He looks like Wuya. Anybody else know what I'm talking about? He looks exactly like fucking Wuya. There's this show called Shaolin Showdown, and oh, it's not even that similar, really. He just kind of looks like the weird like ghost thing that hung out with Jack Spicer. Vaguely. It's not even really that similar. Anyway, more punch. He tries to catch him in the bottle again, but it doesn't work. This whole arc, it's kind of cool. I like the fact that it's in Josuke's house. Oh my god, by the way, just looking at this like shit of like water in a house. Yesterday I had to help my parents out because their basement started flooding because we've had like record rainfall around here. And that was not fun, dude. Dealing with flooding is not fucking fun. His brain got fucked up. I mean, sure. I think we can maybe agree that it's a little bit bullshit. Can we cross the bridge over troubled water here and be like, it's a little fucking hokey that Joseph lost like a lot of his blood and was dead for like a solid amount of time, whereas that guy was dead for like a second and then got instantly perfectly healed and then was like not able to come back. It's like, why couldn't Jotaro just reach into his chest and start his heart back up again, huh? Whatever. So he's boiling water. We get a glimpse of Gureto Daze, which is kind of a forgettable catchphrase. It's not nearly as good as Yare Yare, and later on, I guess, Jolin also kind of she has Yare Yare Dawa, which is her own little version of that. I don't know. The catchphrases are kind of silly, in my opinion. This fucking freak. I should start going a little faster. He's trying to get in our mouths! So Josuke pulls this cool shit, he punches through a fucking wall. The humidifier is like the biggest enemy in this entire fucking like arc. He pulls this shit where he ate like he like shredded up a glove and then ate it. I think in the anime they did some cool shit where they showed like the foreshadowing for this, where they like show a glove in the bathroom earlier, and they show him like turning off the faucet or something. And then he like fixed it around Angelo, which is another really creative use of Crazy Diamond. Let me get this fucking like beat down. Look at that. That looks like the Polnareff pose. He's like on the ground, but it looks like the Polnareff pose from part 3. You know what I'm talking about. So we get this fucked up shit where Angelo, this is another one of the unusually, like, needlessly cruel deaths, even though I guess Angelo, of all people, probably deserved it pretty badly. but Josuke punches him into like little pieces, like completely. Okay, let's talk about this. No. If we're gonna talk about the fact that his grandpa like couldn't survive, let's think about the fact that Josuke punches him a million times to the point where his body like breaks down, and he shatters a rock behind him, and then he fuses the two of them together until he's turned into this like a horrifying rock like human hybrid, very similar to Cars. It's like, and he didn't die. He got like obliterated. Like his body got like shot to pieces. And then we get this recurring, it's like a gag, which is weird because it happens at really like weird parts. But Morioh famous landmarks, it's supposed to be like a little travel guide, except only of this one town, and they're all fictional. It's kind of a deviation from the like real travel guide stuff in parts 1, 2, and 3. A big stone shaped like Angelo. It's a popular meeting spot for lovers on a date, despite its creepy appearance. Really fucking weird. And then Jotaro wants to figure out more. This is a cool cover art. Jotaro wants to figure out more, but Angelo eventually... He talks a little bit about how he got his stand. Which, let's talk about this scene. This also... I guess a lot of this podcast is just going to be me picking apart Jojo. But what the fuck is Keicho, like, doing here? Like, I know he's trying to find somebody to cure... He's trying to, like, make stand users so that he can find somebody who has a stand ability that can fix his dad. But, so he breaks into, like, a maximum security prison and is like, yeah, the, like, murderer rapist. Yeah, I'll make him into a stand user. He'll have something that can cure my dad, or kill his dad, I guess. Maybe that makes more sense. Because his actual motivation is to kill him, not cure him. It's just weird. It's really weird that Keicho is in here. It's like, before I could even think about how he got in my room, it's like, no, but Araki, how did he get in that room? It, like, seriously doesn't make sense. And I think this is the first actual in-manga appearance of the bow and arrow. Even though they're shown on the walls of Dio's mansion in part 3 in the background. Also, if you're trying to, like, make sure this guy survives, maybe don't shoot him, like, through the fucking, like, spinal cord. Like, what the fuck? So Angelo gets a stand, somehow survives that wound. I don't even know. The Holy Arrow. A power a man named Dio used to call stand. I guess he knows about Dio because his dad worked for him. I chose you because dangerous criminals usually have more chances to develop this kind of ability. Alright, I guess I'll take that. Whatever, man. But then, wait. What the fuck? But then he doesn't even... okay, I'm back to thinking it doesn't make sense. Because he literally just gives him a stand, and then he's like, okay, go be an asshole everywhere. And then he's like, oh, maybe we'll meet each other again. I don't know. He doesn't even check to see what his stand does. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. That's really weird to me. Anyway. We get this, like, this is like another, like, part 3-ass thing. This is a lot like, Steely Dan. Where he's like, oh, there's this random passerby kid, you fools, you let me do the sneaky thing. And then Josuke, like, just fucks him up even more. Like, explain how he's alive there. Come on. Stando power. The scariest thing isn't his speed, it's his attitude. Ah, here it is. Stan's name. Named by Jotaro, Crazy Diamond. That's kind of interesting. So this part marks the beginning of music reference names being just like the standard. Because in parts 1 and 2, it was like, yeah, music reference names were like around a lot. But it starts to get a little more formulaic in part 4, where it's like every stand is a music reference. Whereas characters, I guess, can be named normally. I don't know. It's just weird, and especially considering Jotaro named it, and Jotaro comes from the part where just about every stand is named after a tarot card or an Egyptian god. It's like he saw cream and he was like, well, I know which way the wind's blowing. It's a Japanese thing, I'm pretty sure. It's because they're spinning the other way. That's not an actual swastika. Right? Hold on, let me look it up. Yeah, it's the one that's going the other way. It's the one that's like a Buddhist symbol, I'm pretty sure. Shrines, I would believe that. So we still got little baby Koichi. He looks a little more like the Koichi we know and love now. He talks a little bit about Morioh. What? My town, Morioh, residential town in the suburbs of SXXXXX. They usually call it S City. Wait, what? Seriously, what the fuck is up with this? Does anybody know what this is? I thought it was just called S City. So this is a sick cover page. Again, probably in Araki coloring because it's got really restrained and really weird color palettes. Like he's all like yellow and orange now. Shell City. Is it supposed to be like Sendai? Sex City, bro. I think Sendai is like a region in Japan. I seem to remember that. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Stand City. Yo, Angelo. We get little cute moments like this. I don't really get it, but for some reason I feel compelled to imitate Josuke. Please pick up your dog's droppings. I never realized, but that's kind of a little joke. Because that's what we got, like, all pissed off about. Where he fucking, like, bit off the dog's face. The town of Morioh is also associated with much more sinister numbers. In 1999, the number of missing people is as high as 81. 45 of them are children. Even in some of them, if some of them just ran away from home, this number is still 7 to 8 times higher than the average for towns this size. Huh. So there's a little more hinting that it's like a fucked up town. So then, like, instantly, like, right while they're talking about this shit, because, you know, they're just friends now, because they were, like, on the same block when something happened, and they instantly get into the Nijimura arc. So, I don't have a ton to say about this arc. It is cool. One of the coolest things about part 4 is Koichi and his stand sort of evolving over the course of the part. That's fucking awesome. It's something that's sort of established here, but then iterated on later in the series, too. It's always really fun. It's one of the better ways they have characters sort of like grow and evolve in a way that's tangible. And we get Okuyasu, which a lot of people point to this panel saying like, oh, his character design changed so much, look how weird he looks. I think a lot of it is like before and after characters get humbled in this part. They just look really different. Mm. Sorry, that's the last bite. Yeah, he's kind of got a weird, like, gray mullet with, like, a widow's peak. And he's got, like, nails in his hair. But I think he's, you know, a lot of these characters are supposed to look more sinister when they're a villain, as opposed to later on when they're a goofy sidekick, you know? So Koichi, fucking... Keicho is just like fucking boing. He just like he sees a living, breathing human being. He's like, oh yeah, let's shoot him with the arrow. Like earlier, he was like, oh yeah, like hardened criminals are the most likely to get this, so that's why I seek them out. And then he's like, oh, fucking like a kid walked into my lawn, better shoot him with the arrow. Really weird. Like, why did you do that? His eyes are literally like boing. I thought I could awaken his stand power and use him, but and it's like Keicho just left earlier when he gave Angelo a stand. He was just like, "Well, enjoy your stand." I guess he says here that he did it to like lure in Josuke. I don't know, man. That makes sense, but then also he's like, "Oh yeah, I thought I could get a stand from that too." It's like, really? He's baby. He's little tiny baby. And then we get the hand, which is named after a band called The Band. Kind of hilarious. He kind of almost bears a resemblance to Crazy Diamond as well. He's sort of cut from the same cloth, except of course blue and like money themed. Which I think isn't it like Keicho means, or it has like a root that relates to like billion, or it's like trillion, and then Okuyasu means billion or something like that. There's something to do with like numbers or like values that is like a pun on with their names. Oh, hey, that's the end of volume one. Pretty fast, ain't you? Okay, whatever. On to the next one. We're doing 5 volumes today, so I need to fucking pick up the pace because I'm already a little tired. We're doing just under 5 volumes, I guess, because we're going up to the Italian food arc. Look at this. Even now, actually, this looks super. Like Koichi looks like he does in the anime. He's got the green clothes and he's got the like gray bluish hair, like gray white hair. That's like the most anime Koichi looking drawing of Koichi in the manga. Could the hand warp a video camera or phone or something and we could stream where it goes? I'm not sure if that would work. How would you get the signal? The signal would need to travel between the hand world and the real world. Where? Yeah, Okuyasu. I think Nijimura is the name of a village that's like it's like a highly decorated village in like India or something. Or it would probably be Japan or China. Uh, I don't know. Maybe this isn't something to pursue super hard. The kanji for rainbow. Huh. Sorry, I am a little curious about this. Oh well. I think he is named after some village. Maybe it is called Okuyasu. Probably not. No. Whatever. Anyway, this fight is kind of a joke in the anime. Like, there's a lot of talk, but then, or actually, no, it's more of a joke in the manga. Actually, in the anime, they gave Okuyasu a little bit more of a fair fight. Like they made it so that Okuyasu like got a few hits in. But in here, it's just like Okuyasu tries his teleportation shit, and then like I guess there is this little encounter here where they like almost punch or whatever. But Okuyasu tries his teleportation shit, and Josuke literally just like instantly does the potted plant thing on him. And he's like, "Oh, you fucking like dumbass! You zooped the plants towards you like an idiot." Which is kind of weird because it's like he's erasing the space between him and Josuke. It also pulls in the plants that were behind Josuke. It pulls Josuke so that Josuke's standing just in front of him, but it pulls the plants, which were farther away, so hard that they smack him in the face. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I got distracted. Now we got, what is this? Oh, this really weird scene where Tomoko opens the door and she's like, "Oh, it's Joseph. Suki des, etc." Actually, Tomoko honestly is like so stoned for all of part 4. She's just kind of like, "Oh, you're not Joseph? Oh, shit." She's kind of like dazed. And also, Jotaro doesn't look like Joseph. Like, what the fuck? She says you look much younger than him. But, like, when Joseph... Let's see. I guess in part 3, that was after Joseph had already had an affair. So, she's remembering a pre-part 3 but post-part 2 Joseph. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Then we get a picture of fucking Enya from part 3, which is kind of cool. And I think, is she in, like, her illusion village? Maybe not. I don't know who took that fucking photo, but whatever. But she's the source for the bow and arrow, and she's actually, like, a bit of a major character in the overarching plot about the arrows. And we see the hat zoomed in. Sorry, what? Like, Jotaro's hat? There it is. Joe. Tokmoko. Wow. That's hilarious. Joseph probably took the photo, but they killed her. No. Joseph definitely did not take that photo. Because they like beat her and then they like took her to another place while she was unconscious. They never saw her with the arrow. And then she got killed by Steely Dan right after that. I think that picture was taken before the events of part 3. That's my guess. There's this shit. I don't even know what this is. Josuke's like, "Oh, I guess I'll choke him out," even though he's already knocked out. And in the anime, they say something about like, "Oh, it'll really put the feel of defeat in his heart," or something. It's such a weird moment. I never understood why he did that. First look at Keicho, and he looks fucking weird too. This is a cool fight though. This is another like quintessential JoJo fight where it's like they establish the location, which is this like spooky house, and then you have a quick encounter in front of the house, and then you have one on the first floor of the house, and then they go to the second floor of the house and have like the final bit, and then there's sort of an epilogue to this arc in the attic. It's fun how they're always changing locations during these fights. They're very kinetic. They move a lot. Did he say the picture was from the Speedwagon Foundation? I guess. I would believe that. We got Keicho fucking like praising it up over here. And Keicho's not a horrible minor villain. He just doesn't get a lot of screen time. He kind of reminds me of Kakuin a little bit. Maybe he just kind of looks like him. But he's also got this sort of like quirky personality to him about it. Oh man, we got some kind of fucked up looking gore. Look at this. He got holes shot in his teeth. You ever get a hole in your tooth while you're awake? That shit doesn't feel good. Like, this is messed up. He got shot with tons of tiny, tiny, tiny holes. It's a cool looking attack, but that's so brutal. He did that to his own brother in like a second. So they're kind of teasing. But yeah, and he says trillion on his shirt too. This is a cool fight. I don't know. I don't have a ton to say about this, other than it's just great. It's good at establishing sort of Josuke's abilities, Josuke's compassion when he heals Okuyasu, kind of for no reason. And Bad Company is a great stand. It's I think it's the first colony stand, right? We didn't have any in part 3 as far as I remember. But then in part 4 we get Bad Company and Harvest, which are both colony stands. And actually, don't we get another one? No. Maybe not. Which is a very like underutilized type of stand. Like they really don't show up very often in the series. I feel like there's only a very small handful. Yeah, Worst Company. I genuinely think that's a good translation name. Like, Arts and Crafts is what I would call hilariously bad, to the point where I think it's awesome. But Worst Company, that a lot of people laugh at that one, and I'm like, they did pretty well with that. You get this nice little moment with Okuyasu where he's still faithful to his brother, but he also knows his brother's a total, like, dick schmuck. Part 5 has some of the worst translation names. Lil Bomber is just horrible. That's one that I can't even laugh at. It's so bad, because Aerosmith is such a cool name. And then they were like, Lil Bomber, L-I-L apostrophe. It's like think of something better. Jesus Christ. It's awful. Oh, that one is so bad. I'm fine with like Zipperman and Fisherman. Lil Bomber. Little Bomber would have been better. Ugh. So you get a... Sorry, I'm rambling about this. Keicho uses Koichi to like drag him into the room. Okuyasu sort of like strikes back and zoops Koichi right over so Josuke can just fix him straight away. We get like probably the handsomest look at Josuke yet, which he'll only get handsomer. Stinky Pingors. I don't wish to talk to you anymore. And here's the... Yeah, we're starting to reach the part where Josuke is becoming a massive cutie, rather than being like the weird, like gross Jotaro beast from earlier. Airy ship. Yeah. Airship would have been fine. I would have taken Airship over Aerosmith. I don't know. I definitely would have preferred Aerosmith. I would take it over Lil Bomber. Ugh. So they're in here. Koichi just got healed, and he doesn't know it yet, but he's got a stand egg, which is kind of hilarious. That's something that we don't even see that shit with anybody that has like an evolving stand later on. It only happens with Koichi, and I think it's because it was a special situation. It's kind of an awesome arc that Koichi starts out super timid, and then just by association with a glowing spirit like Josuke, and Josuke healing him from the otherwise fatal wound from the stand arrow. It's sort of like Josuke picked him up even though he was like frail and timid and quiet, and sort of turned him into a Jojo character. It's a shame that he's not using his like ridiculous lighter from later on. There's a lighter in the final fight that's like the size of like somebody's fist. Then we get a glimpse of Bad Company. Fucking weird looking stand. Just a bunch of little soldiers. Josuke gets injured a bunch by this stand, which just doesn't even come back later on. Like, Josuke can't fix his own wounds, but he just is fine later. The Invincible Armada. There's a great line in the dub. Keicho's voice actor in the dub did a great job. And there was one part where he made a pun about like, oh, you'll have a little bit of trouble escaping my company. And he did like an evil villain laugh. I was like, oh, that was so silly, but I loved it. It's kind of sad because sometimes you don't really get a good grasp of the puns in JoJo because it's translated over from Japanese. Anyway, there's this shit. We have this amazing moment where Koichi's like, wait, I can see this shit? Or Josuke's like, you can see what's going on? What the fuck? It's cool, and already he's starting to look more distinctive. He looks less like a little, like, doll boy. Where is it? Show us the egg. Chat wants the egg! Chat wants the egg! Oh, yeah. He tells Koichi to bring out his stand. He's like, show me what you got. It might be able to kill my dad. And he stabs him on the neck. And then this fucking egg comes out. It's so weird. It's like, I mean, who else gets Pokemon vibes from Koichi's stand? I mean, this was what, written in, I think this was written in 95 or 96. I think there's some weird thing about how like the last chapter of Diamond is Unbreakable came out like a day before I was born or something. Let's see. Started release in 1992. And the last chapter, last chapter was released May 10th, 1996, a day after I was born. I was 1 day old when Goodbye Morioh Town, the Golden Heart came out. Kind of a fun little fact. But it takes place in 1999. So I guess Pokemon wasn't a huge thing. It probably didn't exist while this was being written. Maybe Pokemon took influence from JoJo. Who fucking knows? So, wait. Did Josuke just kick the egg? Oh, he kicks it out of the way, right. I thought he was kicking it at Keicho. I was like, I don't remember him doing that. Yeah, and Keicho, God, I keep getting Part 8 vibes. I know, and I know that Part 8 is literally like alternate universe Part 4. But especially his arrow earrings, like arrows show up a ton in Part 8. So they're busting up the house. Keicho says all this shit about, He's like, oh, is it true that you hate people shit-talking your hair? He's like, well, I'll destroy your arms, then your legs, then your hair. We got all this shit, just like, you know, kind of standard stand stuff. He's punching bullets to divert them away, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's happening there, honestly. Yeah, I am going to, this podcast is going to cover all the way up until the most recent chapters that have been released. So at a certain point, once it gets into part 8, like a little bit more than halfway through part 8, we're going to start having to do black and white scans because color scans don't exist for them yet. Hmm. You think you can last before you lose a hair? Bit of a weird way to say that. It's always when the bad guy says you've lost or I've won. It's always when that happens, then they're like, oh, you know, you da 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 da. They always have the like comeback. So he repairs his own missiles and sends them back at him, even though they just hit Josuke and Josuke was like kind of injured, but like not super injured. And then he hits Keicho with it, and Keicho is like defeated. Hmm. Oh yeah, and Josuke says like a kind of joke because earlier Koichi said that he was like meticulous, or Keicho rather said that he was meticulous, and then here he's like, "Write it down, you meticulous piece of shit," or whatever. It was different in the anime actually. That's where I got the meticulous from, even though it wasn't said there. Yeah, people ask where I get the scans a lot. I've got some like DMs on Twitter for that. It's just go to JoJo's Colored Adventure, just like search that, and they have PDFs of all the colored scans up until a certain point in part 8. Somebody asked me, they were like, "Oh, how do I get colored scans for like the most recent part 8 chapters?" I was like, "Man, if only. If I knew how to do that, I would as well." Yeah, I guess you can put the link. It really is. You just Google JoJo's Colored Adventure, though. All right, so we got Koichi actually displaying a bit of bravery here, and Josuke encouraging him, which is a very wholesome moment. More of that sort of like Josuke sort of fostered Koichi's inner manliness, or not even manliness, but just JoJo-ness. Oh man. Then they discover the bow and arrow. Koichi is making weird, like, goofy faces. They discover the dad character, which is. He really does feel like a dropped plot point. Like, I know not every time a character, like, doesn't come back for much of the rest of the part. It's like, you know. They don't all have to come back always. But this character, it really felt like they were like setting up for like later on, Josuke's gonna fix him with Crazy Diamond, or I don't know, something's gonna happen. Somehow he's gonna get restored or killed or something. But it just never happens. He just lives on. And in the anime, they put in a scene to give a little more closure on it, where it's like, ah, well, he didn't transform back, but at least you know he can live with his family. He's like basically fine now, except that he just looks like a disgusting sludge monster. But here, this just really feels like it's setting up for something that never gets paid off. We get this scene. These two panels were really well done in in the anime. He's like, cured him. You're going to cure him, and he kind of like laughs bitterly to himself. And then like the voice acting is really kind of amazing. He like transitions between laughing and sort of bitterly crying. because he's so distraught about this issue. We get their backstory. I don't know. It's not amazing, but look, guess what? They're from a broken home. Their their dad beat them and shit like that. And their dad was a servant of Dio, and it's implied that he had a stand too. I don't know. I know there's an entry on like the Jojo wiki for the Nijimura father's stand, but I think it's only implied to exist. And then this is like the last of the flesh buds, which only showed up a little bit in part 3. But this is like a flesh bud gone wrong. Like once Dio was defeated, then a bunch of this shit happened. So like while the ending of part 3 is happening, just remember that this is the moment when Keicho and Okuyasu's dad fucking turns into a disgusting gremlin monster. Not exactly sure what's up with that. It's almost like he turned into a part 1 abomination, you know, like the zombie creations. Yeah, oh my god. Fucking when Joseph shows up, he could have used Hamon to, like, destroy Dio's cells or whatever. I don't know. Or kill him. God, oh, that would have been so perfect for it. Because here it's like, it doesn't really make sense that, like, if Josuke could fix him, why doesn't he just do it now? Because Josuke even says, like, if you're willing to work with somebody who can heal rather than destroy, then maybe I can help you. But then it never happens. Joseph doesn't do anything. Fucking Josuke doesn't do anything. Nothing. This is a sort of stupid plot point. That this guy's been like scrabbling for like bits of paper in this box for like 10 years or some shit. Yeah, the same thing every day for 10 years. He didn't think to like look at what's in the box or something. So then Josuke's like, clearly there's something to do with that. He fixes the paper, he makes the picture. We get a nice like heartfelt moment where he remembers the family as they once were. Kind of neat. I don't know. It's emotional in the anime. In the manga, you kind of get this like, duh! And then this kind of leads into the chili pepper arc too, which I think we won't quite get to chili pepper today. In fact, we'll be stopping right before red hot chili pepper. I I think Joseph can still use Hamon and his stand somewhat. They're just he's a lot less capable. Okay, so here we see this is supposed to be Akira, even though he's definitely not got long hair here, but whatever. They cheat on that a lot. And then we see Chili Pepper for the first time, which is like a fucking weird, like Dragon Ball looking character with like the red eyes always stand out to me. It feels like did it look like that in the anime? I feel like it was different, yeah. It had red pupils, but the like whites of his eyes were normal white. Whereas in the manga they're fucking like blood red. He looks really weird. And again, this is like an early design. I think he changes a little bit as it goes on. Anyway, comes out of the outlet. He fucking donuts Keicho. He's got like a dinosaur tail. Yeah, look how. Oh my god. He looks so nasty. He definitely changes as it goes on. He kind of looks like a dinosaur. Like he's got the dinosaur head. He's got the spiny tail. Stands are the strength of the mind. Also, Red Hot Chili Pepper, fucking awesome stand. I remember this was like This was the part where I was like super floored about this series. I was like, okay, this is awesome. Even though it's like the whole concept of like a yellow electric guy with electric powers, not unheard of at all. It's been done like a million times, but it was just done in such a cool way, and he's called fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's just, I don't know, something about the way that all of these sort of like classic fantasy and sci-fi tropes are done in Jojo. They're done in really compelling ways where he sort of like interlaces them into real life in this strange way, where he like travels through the phone lines and he drags him into the cables to kill him and stuff like that. Just really cool shit. And then we get this sort of like bittersweet ending where they're like, yeah, Keicho was like a massive dick, but at least he wasn't just evil for no reason. And Okuyasu's like, he tried to save me, even though he called me a piece of shit. Alright, and I think that's the end of that volume. Volume 3. Koichi Hirose, Echoes. Oh yeah, oh god, oh we got the Tamami fight. Good shit. Oh, sorry, I keep opening it in the wrong photo viewing app. Photo gallery. Anyway, sick fucking cover panel. A little more use of color than you usually see with Araki. I think these volume covers are drawn after the entire volume is done. So you can kind of see like his future art style here in a very slight way. You got Josuke or Jotaro. Oh god, I am mixing up their names. Holy fuck. You got Jotaro getting crank called by Red Hot Chili Pepper. And this is a great scene because Jotaro, he keeps his cool the entire time and is basically just trying to like extract information from him. He's like, exams, getting a job, all that boring shit. I'm not into that, you know? He's like, oh, so you're a student. And he's like, fuck you! Jotaro is just completely unflappable. Always trying to get down to business. Yada yada. Yeah, I guess I should talk about Duang a little bit. There's famously, and there's the whole Diamond Does Not Crash thing. That was an official, like, release. I think it was a translation of the manga. There's, like, a couple of, like, famously bad translations and scans for part 4. I think Duang and Diamond Does Not Crash are two different ones, right? Or they might be the same. Uh, but they're basically just horrible translations. And they've got some pretty iconic quotes. Like, you okay, reatard? I am wood, stupid. Just like really badly translated lines. It's kind of a meme. It is funny. I haven't looked at it extensively. But that's a thing. We get these cool. This is something that Part 8 kind of capitalizes on better, I think. But we get a bit of it in Part 4 as well. These maps of the city showing where all of these different things happened. You know? I don't know what Jozenji Road is, but I guess they were there earlier. But we kind of get this like, okay, that's where that happened, etc. Etc. Oh yeah, and I think there was an anime original scene where it shows like Okuyasu coming over to Josuke's house or something, but they kind of like smooth over that. They're just like, oh yeah, Josuke and Okuyasu are friends now, by the way. So Koichi, we see a brief moment of Koichi happy. He's got a bike, and then he fucking runs over a kitten in a bag, which is fucking hilarious. And you may notice, anime-only viewers, may see that there's something slightly weird about this. That this guy is normal sized. When in the anime, he's a tiny little man. But here, at least during this part of the fight, he's just a normal sized, like, Josuke looking dude. Kind of. So this guy, he's got kind of a cool stand. It's like an unconventional stand where he tries to guilt you. He's basically just a scammer, you know? He's just, like, trying to do this for money. He scams people by putting this lock on their heart that weighs them down with guilt. And it's kind of cool because throughout this arc, Josuke shows that his healing ability is, like, the perfect counter for him. Because he can restore things and alleviate guilt. And oh my god! I forgot about this cover page. So speaking of the little gremlin people, look at this shit! Oh my god. I saw this a while ago before I read part 4, and I was like, this has to be like fake or something, or like photoshopped or something. This is a real chapter cover page of all these characters, and I love Koichi's expression, like, why the fuck are they my, like, gremlin size? It's so fucking funny. They look so weird. And it makes you question, like, why are some people gremlins? But, like, this very arc will touch on the subject of, like, the little gremlin people. So, yeah, he's supposed to be 20 years old, profession question mark. But he's a normal-sized dude for now. Jojo Funko Pops. Oh, man. Oh, can we talk about this? Funko Pops are the ugliest fucking thing in the universe. Like, if you collect them, that's fine. I've known people who collected them in the past, and they were fine. But, oh my god. They just look so bad. The stupid, like, it's basically like, hey, let's take all these, like, iconic character designs and make them, like, gross, like, little emoji things. The little, like, emoji troll dolls. It's fucking weird. Look at this shit. Oh, no comment. He just looks fucking horrifying there. U2s are also really ugly? What? I haven't heard of this. Oh, God. Oh, yep. Nope, those are exactly the same level of awful as Funko Pops. It's the... JonTron had one. That's where I recognize it from. Yep, they look awful. It's awful. Thanks. Thanks for reminding me of that. And they're all of, like, YouTubers, too. They're all of just, like, a white dude. In, like, a hoodie. It's like, yay, I love white dude in hoodie. Oh, God, what? What is... What? What is this one? What is with this one? This doesn't feel okay. Anyway. That's awful. That's absolutely awful. Anyway, moving on. He's trying to scam Koichi for like a shit ton of money, but then basically Okuyasu and Josuke solve the issue. I don't know. I don't have a shit ton to say about this fight. It's certainly not one of the best in part 4. But it's good because it's got the Koichi growing up moments. It's got this cool moment where Josuke just like solves everyone's issues and is like, hey, that wasn't a real cat. That was a weird like Oingo Boingo looking ass toy. That somehow it was bleeding. I guess Tamami just put blood in it? I don't know. Look at this. It almost looks like he shrunk just now. But not really. He's still normally proportioned. It's just weird, like, angles. Oh. And then, oh man. Police. The best JoJo music reference, the lazy-ass dog, Police. One of the very few dogs that actually survives through the part. Then we got fucking Tamami comes to Koichi's house and is like hitting on his mom and tries to pull off some more scam shit about how they like swapped wallets. And he is clever, but he's just such a like douche, and he is kind of stupid at the same time. And the only reason he loses this is because Koichi like actually literally just gets more powerful during this fight and gains his actual ability. Look at this face. And so he casts his spell of guilt upon the mother character and the sister. We don't really get to see much of this like big sister character. She's also there, I guess. And Tamami just like creeps on her. He says, "Ripe for the picking." Gross. And then Koichi's like, "Fucking you dare to tax a thought? I'll throw my egg at you." Oh, what a sick panel, honestly. Holy shit. Koichi's theme in the anime is great, too. And then we get Echoes, which, oh man. Not a ton of Pink Floyd reference stands, but like a couple of huge ones in this. Echoes and Crazy Diamond. I'm struggling to think of... Actually, is there even a single other Pink Floyd reference in JoJo? Fuck. I'm struggling to think. I feel like there's at least one more. Right? Chat? Does anybody... Oh. Anyway. I think those might be the only two, but they're great. Great songs. Great stands. It looks really, really weird, too. It's like a very bizarre-looking stand. It also kind of has a dinosaur thing going on. Atom Heart Father. Dark Blue Moon? Is that a Pink Floyd reference? I don't think it is. Pretty sure that's just a tarot card reference. Is it? Atom Heart Father is a Pink Floyd, though. So... yeah, Koichi's now slightly badass. He learns about his sound powers. This whole thing of like writing appearing on people and affecting them in some way is something that Araki loves, or just like writing appearing on people's bodies is just a theme that he loves to work with, apparently. But it's cool. It's an esoteric kind of like power where he uses, and it's almost like a fourth wall break. You know, it's goofy that he uses manga sound effects, which is something that JoJo is famous for, and even here we have like the menacing, you know, and then they're using it in universe, and he's like, "Oh, it looks like a sound effect from a comic." It's pretty awesome. It's a clever. Again, he could have just been like, "I'm Sound Man, and I use sound, and I have big speakers, and I project sound." But it's different. JoJo, it's always a little more nuanced than just like, oh, this guy has a sound ability, you know? It's like he makes writing on you, and then that sound plays, like reverberates throughout the thing that it's on. Which, by the way, reverb is a great translation name too. That's about as good as you could do with echoes. So the sound just like starts to like drive him insane. It was well done in the anime too, how they like played the sounds layering over each other in like an obnoxious way to show how like maddening it is to him. And then he fucking T-poses on him, fucking bwang. Also, he's got wheels like the Fool in part 3. Oh, and I love this part. He's like, this reminds me of a haiku that we learned in my class. In lonely silence, a single cicada's cry sinks into stone. Or sinking into stone. It's cool. I love that he like relates it back to an artwork that he liked. But yeah, kind of a great looking stand. It's so weird looking. It's got like a weird bell head, and then its eyes are just even weirder than normal stand eyes. And then it's got like a little beak, like chili pepper, kind of. But yeah, such a great ability. I just love it. And the way that it evolves over time is really cool too. It's like you see this and you're like, oh well, how could this evolve any further? And it truly does. Although Echo's Part 3 is, or Act 3 is a little different. Note, this is just screaming. I don't know why that is so funny to me, but it is. So then he pulls one last move. He's like, I'll make your mother feel so guilty that she'll want to kill herself. And he like stabs himself under the surface. The trick here is to make the wound shallow, but scream as hard as you can, kids. And then he literally tosses the knife into Koichi's hands, which is such a cartoonish way of doing this. And they're like, oh no, what kind of son have I raised? I'm gonna KMS. Which is kind of fucked up. That's very dramatic. Maybe it was like being exaggerated by the lock. And then you get this cool moment. It's very cheesy, this moment, especially in the anime. But I get a little bit of like, it's cool. Maybe it's because I was like a sort of like a nice boy when I was younger too. But he goes, okay, I'm gonna convince my mom to believe me, and he slams the fucking like text "believe me" into her, and it just repeats in her head over and over again. Which I guess when I say it like that, it sounds kind of creepy. But she's like, of course, my son hasn't done anything wrong. He wouldn't hurt a fly, etc. And it makes the lock go away because she's not feeling guilty anymore. Kind of a cool way to do that, even though it's kind of like, believe me, Mom! I need you to believe me or I'll die! Note, this is just screaming. And then Koichi, oh look at this fucking face! That would be a good, like, profile picture. He's like, alright, bitch. If you'll do anything to repay me, then give me 500,000 yen. Kind of hilarious. And he's like, just joking around. But then, look at this. So now, post-defeat, Tamami is now a tiny little man. I didn't even, like, notice. It happened so smoothly. I only noticed right here when they started showing him next to, like, normal people. But, like, over the course of this fight, he's become, like, a tiny little gremlin person, like Koichi. It's supposed to, like, even here he's smaller. Oh, shit. Like, even here he's kind of tiny. I don't know. But it's supposed to be that, like, after he gets defeated, he's, like, humbled. So now he's the same size as Koichi. Which, if it was truly gonna be a thing, what if Koichi fucking, like, turned into a real man? He fucking, like, grows, like, 3 feet. That would be fucking hilarious if Koichi became huge. But nope, Koichi's gonna be tiny for the rest of the series. And Tamami shows up later on in semi-significant ways. He's not completely forgotten, which is kind of neat. It shows that not every character just gets like dropped immediately, you know? Koichi, but he's Jotaro sized. I'm gonna Google tall Koichi. I bet somebody's done it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I don't like it. Do not like it. Nope. No, sir. Don't like it one bit. Nope. Get it out of here. okay, and then immediately, the arc right after, now we've got Hazamada, who, to anime viewers, you might still be confused. Like, now there's another guy who, in the anime, is tiny, but here he's huge. This guy also shrinks over the course of this fight. Like, he goes from looking like this to looking like another little, like, gremlin person. Like, another little goofy gremlin. It's so weird. And then this whole thing with, like, characters shrinking after their defeat never comes up again. It never happens again for the entire series. It's just these two fights in a row. Like, what? We got this weird part where it's like, he's like, oh, he got such a big heart, what a great man. Then he's like, alright, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go be a loan shark, or whatever. What the fuck are you? What are you? Oh, these faces are amazing. We get a brief look at Josuke's actual school. They talk about this whole, like, his friend stabbing his eye out thing, and in the anime they actually show it. They show it as, like, the beginning of episode teaser. Surface, not a great fight, to be honest. It's, like, fine. He must like mangas. It's like a fine fight. I'm trying to think if there are other stands in the series that do this whole, like, copying you thing. Not really. Oh, look, a stan! A stan! Isn't that like a stupid meme? Isn't that like you're a fan of something? You're a stan? That's like an annoying fan, right? We got this. It's a big doll that turns into Josuke. They compare it to a copy robot from some other series. I don't even remember. It's like Astro Boy or some, like, Japanese shit that I don't know about. What does he say? Oh. Widget, a cartoon about a purple alien that could change into anything. There you go. What is it that they say in the anime? You've never heard of, yeah, Perman. You never read Perman, dude? What kind of scrub are you? Manga/anime in which the main character had a robot that could copy his image. Yeah, I said manga. So, there's that screw that looks like a smudge on his forehead. Kind of just looks like a screw on his forehead, but okay. It's like glaring, like, the one thing, the, like, worst place to have something that looks different. If you're, like, copying somebody completely, it's like, oh, but also they've got a fucking screw in the center of their forehead. Like, what? So you get this weird little encounter where Josuke's, like, forced to imitate Surface. It's like a puppet, but it's also the puppet master. Fun stuff. He tries to fucking make him stab his own eye out, and then he does this shit, which is like a totally stupid fake out. He's stabbing this pencil underneath his eye, and then he, like, makes him jab it in. Like, look at this shit. And you see it go, like, and in the anime, they, like, play the fucking, like, sound of it going into his eye and shit. And then later on, it's just like, oh, nope, he's fine. I guess, yeah, okay, never mind. I just looked at this. The sound effect for the squash is there. But fucking, how does Hazamada not know? How does Hazamada not know? Because he's making Josuke do these movements. It's like, just stab his eye properly. It really seems like it's not that hard. Like, just stab him properly. What the fuck? Anyway. So, a little use of echoes. In fact, throughout this fight, we get a little bit of uses of echoes. Josuke just heals Koichi. It's kind of cool that throughout this part, you're kind of like, whenever anybody gets hurt, you're just like, oh, well, Josuke can just fucking heal them. But it's like, look at this. After all that, all he's got is just a little bit of blood under the eye. There's gonna be some more eye shit later on that happens to Josuke that doesn't get fixed. It's just his eyelid gets like split down the middle or whatever by Harvest, and he's just fine later on. Piece of cake. So Surface, he's trying to lure down Jotaro. I don't even remember why he's doing this. I don't even remember. Is he trying to get the stand arrow? I don't think so. Fuck, I wasn't paying attention. Surely there's some reason. I think he just wants to kill him. I don't know why, though. Fuck. Yeah, I guess that's good to talk about. In the anime, sometimes in fights, this happens in, I think, parts 4 and 5 so far. When a character is discreetly or like secretly using their power, it'll play the sound effect of it happening. So with Crazy Diamond, it has this sort of like, I can't even like imitate it. It has this like shining like fixing sound, and it plays while he's like knocking away Koichi, and you can totally hear it happen. It adds to repeated viewings, seeing that sort of shit that they paid attention to. And in part 5, you can hear Gold Experience working in the background when Giorno's doing like sneaky shit too. Hazamada is... He looked like he was tiny for a little bit there. He looks kind of short there, I guess. Not really, that much. But now he's back to being normal, of course. Whereas this guy is still baby. They fucking smash his head in with a rock, which he's just like fine later. I guess he's in the hospital later. Or no, that's Hazamada. I think he's just... I don't even remember. Fuck it. We got this cool panel where they sort of recap what the character's powers are. It's kind of neat. Surface's translation name is Show Off, which is kind of bad as a translation name. It's like it just doesn't. It's not the same thing. It's not even slightly the same thing. Another one of these little maps, overview map. In 1981, the crazy guy who shot President Reagan weaved through the world's toughest security to do it. Weird thing to talk about. Yeah, so Hazamada's trying to kill Jotaro. I don't even really know why. I have forgotten why. Surely there's a reason. Oh, there's this guy being like, oh man, just because my copy robot looks like Josuke, all the chicks are talking to him. I guess, the girls do come into it later on. And she's like, here, Josuke, I'd like you to come into my video game. It's called Super Smash Brothers. And he gets all, like, incel about it, and he's like, oh, man, I hate this fucking robot. And he punches it, and then we get the classic line, you okay, stupid? I'm made out of wood, remember? Which, in the Duong one, is a little different. I think I have a picture of it. I might not. Oh, here it is. You okay, retard? I am wood, stupid. Fucking amazing translation line. Retard. It's not, I'm not saying anything offensive, I'm saying retard. It's not a word. It's funny because it's not even a word. Aren't there any nice people in the world? Oh yeah, he mentions that he copied Junko. There was your first mistake, copying a girl named Junko. And he tried to have his way with his own stand. He tried to fuck his stand. Which, honestly, why don't more people try to do that? There's these guys who, for some reason, Hazamada is just like, you know what? Just for no fucking reason, I'm going to touch this motorcycle. It's not like he was leaning on it or anything. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave a shitty, like, blood handprint on this. Kind of weird. And he uses his copy robot to fucking, like, destroy them, and then he goes, I'm gonna, like, cut out your teeth or some shit, right? He's just gonna, like, mutilate him with a knife or with a box cutter. That's, like, fucked up. Then we get, honestly, look at this. This is almost like foreshadowing for the final fight. Josuke throwing a shard of glass at him. And this is a sick move, too. He catches the shard of glass and he's like, you didn't beat me. And he's like, I wanted you to catch that. And he reforms the bottle around his hand and cuts off his hand with it. That's so badass. Just all the, like, clever uses of Crazy Diamond are so awesome. I guess some stands would be difficult. You're like Koichi and you're like, how can I fuck this thing? And it's like, bah! Or whatever, and you're like, maybe I'll just stick to girls. So there's this little thing, they're both trying to get to the same place, and Koichi puts down the sounds of the train going by, so Hazamada and the fake Josuke try to, like, go around the train tracks, but then, it turns out they got absolutely fucking japed by, like, the fake sounds. They get there in time, there's this cool moment where Josuke doesn't realize that he's being controlled until, like, almost too late, because there's a reflection in the window, and he doesn't notice that the reflection is actually the copy robot, which is kind of cool. And he's always doing this shit with a pen. He's always trying to, like, kill people with a pen. That's, like, his main weapon. Mightier than the sword, if I do say so myself. But then the biker ex machina comes out of nowhere. I guess it says they found Hazamada for me, so, like, Josuke and Koichi somehow, like, talked to the biker guys, knew that they had an encounter. I guess they were there for the encounter with Hazamada. They, like, talked to the biker guys and were like, hey, go beat the shit out of him, he's right there. And then this shit. So they're, get your ass over to the shitters. They're like, we're gonna give you some payback. They take him to the bathroom to beat him up. And now he's a tiny little, like, child again. This just feels weird. Does anybody else get, like, a rapey vibe from that? They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna take you to the bathroom to really give you some payback. Kind of, like, messed up. And he smashed up the doll. Tamami, hospitalized without anybody knowing. Alright. Oh, I might stop at the end of Volume 4. We got the Yukako fight. And then, oh yeah, I think I am gonna start, I'm gonna stop after this volume, this next volume that we're gonna do. This is just, like, the full Yukako fight, I think. Right? Actually, what the fuck? It's all in one volume, just a single contained arc? That's kinda cool. Oh, and we have something special for this, too. So this looks like it was just straight up lifted from earlier. Oh, we're getting some enthralling discussion about which stand would be the easiest to masturbate with, or whatever. That's just a great discussion. Now I'm thinking about Trish getting on, like, Sexy Times with Spice Girl. I need to move on. Oh, look at this. So, Araki likes to do these sort of, like, emblems. He started doing it more and more in, like, later parts. And it gets to the point where every part has its own sort of, like, crest, almost. It's kind of awesome. Trish is 15. Yeah, I guess so. She's, like, anime 15, where she looks like she's, like, mid-20s, like, model, though. Bro. Let's all keep it real here. She's also a fictitious character. Oh, Paisley Park. Oh, shit. Okay, sorry. So, Hazamada, weirdly enough, is the person to deliver... This is the beginning of Gravity. Like, to the Part 6 fans out there, Part 6 stands, this is the beginning of, like, the Gravity thing. Stand users are drawn to each other. Even if they don't know who the other person is, they're just drawn together. Which, it kind of comes across as lazy writing here, where it's just like, oh yeah, stand users just, like, due to, like, the force or whatever, they're just drawn together. Like, they will fight each other or encounter each other just 'cause. You know? You know how they say that you and your soulmate are bound by fate? It's like that. Stand users are bound to meet each other. Morioh's not a big town. I don't know how many stand users are here, but sooner or later they'll slip up and reveal themselves. He knows that something like that will happen, and that's why he wants you out of here. So they're talking about Chili Pepper right now. For a second I was like, Kira? What? But no. Huh. I'm still not sure why Hazamada was attacking Jotaro. So for the rest of a stand user's life, they have to deal with encountering other stand users. Yeah, I guess. It makes you wonder how many, like, stand fights Jotaro had between parts 3 and 4, you know? Man, that'd be awesome. If Araki would, like, go back and write, like, an intermediary part where it, like, shows, like, Josuke after part 4 fighting more stand users or whatever. So, now we're starting on the Yukako arc, which somebody said this was, whatever, like, yandere or tsundere or whatever, trash. But this is, like, I think this is what invented the tsundere, or is it tsundere? I never knew how to pronounce that. Or is it yandere? Fuck! Whatever it is. I've heard that Jojo kind of, like, if not invented, popularized this trope. And this is something that, like, seems cliched in retrospect, but wasn't really that overdone back when it came out. Sunday, that's what it is. Sundare. Of course, Sunday. I wish I had binoculars right now. I'm getting kind of excited. I didn't know you liked stuff like this, Okuyasu. This is creepy. Look at the, like, murder Okuyasu. He looks like he's finna strangle someone. Yandere. So she comes out of nowhere, and she's like, hey, Koichi, you're the best. I love you. And he's like, bah? And it's kind of funny, Okuyasu, like, starts crying about this. He's like, nobody's ever confessed their feelings to me. And Koichi's kind of like, I don't even know what the fuck is happening. Are you kidding? Like, is this real? I don't know. This certainly isn't one of my favorite arcs in Part 4. It feels kind of weird. Something about the whole, like, the whole relationship between Koichi and Yukako, and especially considering the fact that they end up together. Like, they end up as, like, a happy couple, even though, and I know it's supposed to be like, you know, oh, they oversee each other's, like, imperfections, and they really saw true love in each other, or whatever. But, it's just, it feels abusive, almost, this relationship, because she, like, kidnaps him, and she's got, like, anger issues, and she's, like, always, like, snapping at him and shit. I don't know. It feels yucky. Is this the first indication of Josuke? Doesn't he say something about Koichi being cute? I think he kinda... He says, like, oh, you know, he like agrees with Yukako. He's like, oh yeah, Koichi does have a boyish charm or whatever. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if Josuke is gay, but later on he does say to Jotaro, he's like, oh, are you gonna go like chasing hot chicks or whatever before they go hunting? Uh, whatever. I do remember them saying that. I think the sexuality of some characters, like a lot of them, it doesn't get elaborated on because relationships are not a huge part of JoJo, which is kind of amazing. I think so many series get too caught up in relationship bullshit. So I think it's good that JoJo, it only happens occasionally, you know? Because when it does, you get this like weird, like Stockholm syndrome shit. Uh, but I think, you know, Dio, I could definitely see, like, Dio and Jotaro, I could definitely see being, like, gay or bisexual, uh, given the evidence that we see of them throughout the series. Uh, Josuke is a lot more ambiguous. I think Josuke is probably straight. I don't know. I don't want to sit here and, like, ruminate on this super hard. It kind of seems like he's either straight or at most bi. Uh, maybe asexual. I don't know. He seems to not be terribly interested in it at all. I don't know. It seems, if nothing else, a lot less of a like sexuality is a lot less of a big part of his character. Even though girls think that he's sexy or whatever, and he clearly puts effort into his appearance. I don't. He never even attempts to pursue things like that. Then Koichi, oh man, gets a bunch of fucking hair in his soda. Disgusting. Disgusting. So she's basically just being like creepy and cute at the same time, which again is something that becomes such a trope in anime later on. She's like, here, I knitted you this sweater from my tears or whatever. I made you a true love charm in this like amazing bento box. And Koichi's like, oh shit, this bitch is like mad trouble. Even though she's like acting super nice on the surface. Which is kind of fun, I don't know. Again, it's the result of all this that makes me feel weird. Josuke only wants to fuck his own hair. Then you get this chick. Honestly, best girl in JoJo is the taking out the trash girl in part 4. Who like loses her hair. And fucking Yukako's like, you think you can steal Koichi? She's like, I'm literally just taking out the trash, you fucking like idiot. And then Yukako does this weird shit. This gets kind of gross, this scene. She implants some of her own hairs into this girl's head, which she does with Koichi later on too, and uses it to catch her hair on fire and also tie her tongue so that she can't talk and like blind her and shit. It's kind of fucked up, and she's like on fire and she can't like call out for help. It's a good thing the hand was there. And then he goes like, oh man, I'm not a barber, I'm not a stylist. Sorry your hair got all fucked up, lady. Best girl in JoJo. Stand is named Love Deluxe and it can control her hair. I think Love Deluxe, isn't that a Japanese song? Maybe not. No, I think part 7 had the first Japanese song reference, which is hilarious because it's a Japanese series. Anyway, somebody says Yasuho Gray. What did I say? What? Anyway, oh, best girl. Oh. I was kind of making a little joke about that. She seems to have no intention of harming or attacking Koichi. She's prone to assumptions and lives in her own world, which can be highly dangerous. This is a great panel. I feel you deeply. Your feeling I can feel deeply. And then they're like, here, you should just be a total, like, douche. And be, like, absolutely disgusting and, like, don't bathe. And tell her you're a mama's boy. Or whatever. Which is kind of hilarious. Get lice and fleas and shoplift. Maybe even tell her you're gay. Damn, I forgot about that line. Uh, oh yeah, and he's getting like bad exam scores too. Hella relatable. This is they're like fake gossiping about Koichi, saying like, "Oh, Koichi steals, no dignity," and that's another classic Duang line. No dignity. This is actually something like before I even knew about JoJo. I like saw this panel online on like 4chan and shit, and I was like, I saved it. I was like, this is brilliant. So they're trying to convince her that he's not even worth like pursuing. Look at his room. Relatable. This is like some of the only glimpse of his actual room that we get, actually. And he's got a Lucky Land pajamas, of course. This is a cool scene. He has like a dream about her. Really cool paneling on this. Really like surreal. And he's like, oh man, I can't even escape from Yukako even in my dreams. And then she's actually there in real life. Holy fuck. And she's like, okay, well, you're not, I see the potential in you, but clearly you're like a failure of a person. I'll make you into a real man. And takes him to her house. She literally kidnaps him and starts like abusing him. She starts like trying to like tutor him on this shit. This part is kind of weird. I guess they mentioned Prince earlier because Josuke's like favorite artist is Prince. But she says Prince is talking about funky music, but what's the definition of funk? And this is like a translation thing, so she's saying like, what's the English word for whatever the Japanese word for funk is? Kind of a little esoteric to understand in translation, but you know. Mm. So she's like, if you get these questions wrong, you have to fucking like eat soap or like dictionary definitions and shit. But the whole thing of her mentioning Prince is weird because it brings into question stands are named after musicians and artists. But if those musicians and artists exist in universe, does that mean they're literally like when Jotaro named Josuke's stand Crazy Diamond? Does that mean Jotaro is just a Pink Floyd fan? And he was like, you know what, Crazy Diamond, I'll call it that. It's like it I don't know. It's clearly something we're not supposed to think super hard about. But earlier, there was oh, what was it? There was like a chicken named Prince and like a chicken named Michael after Michael Jackson, and there are both Prince reference and Michael Jackson reference stands in this series. It's definitely not supposed to be something you think about that much, but the fact that they say like Josuke loves Prince, you know, it's like don't you, aren't you tempted to think about such things at least? So Koichi's got his hair like contaminated with hers. This, you know, this a lot of the stand fights in this part are indicative of how stand fights would be later on, where it's sort of like a puzzle that they're solving. Like Koichi's missing, and Josuke and Okuyasu have to like find him somehow. I don't know. In the anime, they even briefly show like a silhouette of Prince. You know, here we have Kuchi pissing himself, as chat so eloquently put it. You know, I think yeah, he needed to. It was like the answer to a question again. He fucking he pissed himself, and now this is like a horrific moment in their relationship. She's like, "Oh no, I've hurt you," Even though, and then she also says, like, when I was washing your underwear or whatever, doing your laundry made me incredibly happy. Washing is like piss-soaked laundry. Literally, like, this is like some fetish shit, bro. And she's making an electric chair. She's literally just gonna murder him. Like, what? Bro, how is this gonna help him at maths? That's literally just gonna kill him. It's time to take a piss. So he sends out echoes. He's like, maybe that'll work out. He tries to do this shit with the phone. Yukako's like, oh, you bitch, you tried to use the phone. And then he uses echoes in kind of a clever way to, oh, look at that. I love the way the text looks different. It's in like different fonts. And he uses it to call Josuke, which is awesome. It's like such a cool idea. Because she was trying to like order olive oil or some shit. Then we get this tense little fight where she's still trying to be all like cutesy and yandere or whatever. But Koichi's just like, bitch, I hate you. I wish you would die. Leave me the fuck alone. And it's like through this adversity, Koichi is being forced to be more assertive, you know? It's more like cool transformation of Koichi. Stand users probably have a fuckload of weird fetishes. Probably. But then there's this whole thing about how Yukako is just so angry that the words just don't even affect her. They just fall right off of her. Which is kind of weird. Like, what? I'm not exactly sure what that's all about. They don't really have that later on. And then we have this shit where Echoes quote unquote dies, but like, name me one person who's watching this and actually thinks Echoes has died rather than like evolving, you know? But Koichi, fucking dumbass, is like, oh, I killed my stand, oh no, blah, 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 blah. Oh, look at this. Oh, sick. Sick art. I love these cover pages. Wow. That's awesome. It almost has like a Pillarmen vibe to it, you know? Metal inflation. That's a thing. That's in JoJo. Oh, I'm sure there's somebody who wants to get hit by Spice Girl and become all floppy and stretchy. I'm 100% certain there's somebody who that's like their dream. They're like, oh, I want to be a squishy, floppy thing. Okay, and then, oh yeah, Koichi, his hair starts to transform. So earlier on, I think in the Tamami fight, I didn't really notice, but his hair started to sort of like spike out a lot more and become a lot less sort of like combed over. And then during this fight, he's gonna get a fucking like Jay Guile haircut, which is kind of awesome. Or Jay, hold on, no, Jay Guile is the JoJo character. What? Who am I talking about? Guile from Street Fighter? Hold on. I don't know these characters that well. Yeah, he does get sort of a Guile from Street Fighter thing. Or like a Stroheim thing going on with his hair. No, Jay Guile doesn't have hair. Anyway, his stand advances in this weird way. It looks pretty similar, honestly, only now it has legs. But now his stand can actually like create the effects of the like the words that he makes, which makes it a pretty insane stand. Pretty fucking insane. It's like the once he gets Act 2, it's like it almost seems like a limitless possibility type thing. Like he can really do a ton of like really creative shit with it. Anyway, Somebody said Act 3 is objectively worse. Well, but not really, because he can use all three of them. This is something people don't realize. He can, even after he gets Act 3, he can go back to using Acts 1 and 2, even though Acts 1 and 2 leave like a shell behind when it evolves or whatever. If he made the Dora Dora noise, would it be as powerful as Crazy Diamond? Now that's a fucking question. Holy shit. Okay, oh, and so here's something pretty awesome. A very rare thing. So take a look at the way these two pages are colored. Oh, well, okay, this is an Araki coloring. And this is also incidentally an awesome picture. But look at like this page and this page. And now we have versions of these pages that were actually colored in by Araki himself. I don't know why these are here. They're just here. But we have versions of this that were actually colored by Araki himself. And you can see just the kind of insane coloring shit that he loves to do, and the like, just the crazy palettes that he does. This like bright red sky. Oh man. The blue grass. Everything's very like red and pink. I don't know. I think these look fucking awesome. It makes me wish that he colored the entire manga, you know? But that would mean that it like happens. It would come out twice as slow, if not more. Sorry, I'm just reading chat. Imagine having a blue sky. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I don't know. I think these panels look fucking amazing. But that's just a little special treat. When I downloaded this, it just said there was an extra folder that just said Colors by Araki, and I was like, alright, I'll fucking take it. We're very close to the end of this arc, and the end of this stream, folks. It's been a good one. But this is also an awesome, this is like a classic image. I don't know, not much to say about this, except it's fucking great. We got the like band of weirdos in the back too. In fact, what about this dog? That dog isn't a character. It's not Arnold. Okay, so here we have Koichi cutting his hair, which is hilarious. It's like he knows that his hair has to change every time he like gets a power up. I guess it really doesn't look very Guile-esque at this point, but it becomes more like flat topped later on. Then Yukako starts getting like really pissed off. Her eye starts twitching, which is another sort of like angry person in manga cliche. It seems like. She fucking like goes like she like uses her final smash or whatever. Like her hair just like grows to an insane amount and just like envelops the entire house, which is kind of fucking crazy. It's like her stand can just do that. I don't know. I thought it was somewhat limited to the actual length or size of her hair, you know? And Koichi's starting to be a lot more sassy. He's starting to stand up for himself because he's forced into these extreme, horrible situations. And he's like, bitch, I put a text on my body that'll make you fucking like fly away. I get like Midler vibes from these two panels. Yep, this is just like my commentary and like thoughts about the parts. And I'm going through each part, and then I'm gonna have a couple episodes where I just talk, and it'll be a lot more actual podcast-like, you know? Where I'll just talk about like what are my favorite JoJo's, maybe I'll do like a stand tier list, people seem to be interested in that. Shit like that. I'll just talk about the series in general, like a retrospective, but I want to get through all the parts so that I can at the end talk about spoilers and know that the people that are there are the people who are okay with spoilers being there. I am going to do JoJolion, yep. I might even, once I catch up on JoJolion, I might do a new podcast episode for every new chapter that comes out. I might do that, maybe not. Yep, I'll be doing the non-animated parts. So Yukako's hair turns white, which is like such a cliche, but whatever. She's like, I'm gonna like rip off your dick or whatever, which is kind of hilarious. I think she said that earlier. She tears off the thing and it falls off the cliff. And so right now Koichi is like enchanting one of those rocks to be bouncy, by the way. Here it is. I'm gonna tear your piss-leaking little dick out, or off, and pull out your innards from here. That's a little fucked up, don't you think, lady? She's like truly crazy at this point. But then, like Wile fucking Coyote, the cliff that she's standing on falls off. And Koichi's like, I know that shit's gonna fall. I heard it crumbling when I listened to your pulse. And she's about to get fucking like impaled on this thing, but she just bounces right off. And thus we get the fucking absolute legend that is Cape Boing. Do you agree on S-tier stands being the ones that can kill ultimate cars? Yes, that is actually the one thing the Shuckmeister has ever said that I liked. Yes. In fact, that is a fun fact. And now Yukako is all humbled. You know, by all means, she should turn tiny. So she can, like, match Koichi. She's like, I've lost completely because he saved my life even in the end after I tried to kill him. Which is, like, it's so awesome because Koichi now, he's, like, got the Josuke energy. He's fucking walking, man. He's, like, become a badass. And then Yukako's like, hello, I'm gonna continue to be creepy towards him. And they're like, okay. Cape Boing. In the dub of the anime, the like announcer that talks about these landmarks, this one for some reason just it struck me as amazingly funny when he said the words Cape Boing. Just funny. And then oh, is this a reference to Duang? Wait a second. That's a Duang line, so he gets a good score on his test, and he's like, oh, I don't know how to feel about this. He says, get a feeling so complicated. I'm pretty sure that's from Duang. Hold on. It totally is. It absolutely is. That's hilarious. I think this official, like, translation, or not official, but, like, good translation has a Duang reference in it. That's kinda hilarious. I love that. I forgot about that completely. Alright, and then I think that is the end, yes. So that's it for this particular episode. Next time I'll be picking up at the Italian food arc. That's volume 5. There are 18 volumes in part 4. And I will speed up a little bit for some of the lesser arcs. But I think overall part 4 is going to take either 3 or 4 streams to get through. Like these later parts that are quite long, I think part 4 is the longest one in the original, in parts 1 through 6, and then 7 and 8 are hella long. But this one's gonna take a while. There's a lot to talk about. You know, I got a lot to say, and there's a lot of fucking chapters. So, next time on Dragon Ball Z. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully the actual notification fucking goes out next time, when we can talk about Italian food and Kira and shit. Yeah, thank you for watching. Take it easy, guys.